Welcome into KQ2's Countdown to Tip-Off High School Hoops Preview Show. We're going to get through all 10 city schools here next 30 minutes. Chris Roush, Brett Kendi, Anthony Crane with you guys. A lot of these teams returning some key players from last year. Some teams, though, new faces, new people having to step in and fill roles.
Yeah, there's been some teams around the area that lost some really good players, and new players will have to be looked upon to step in for new roles. But again, like you said, returning stars for a lot of teams. Bishop LeBlond returns a lot for the boys' side. The Lafayette girls returned 3 of 5 starters. So it'll be interesting to see how teams adjust to that this coming season.
Yeah, and LeBlanc girls, perennial winner around here. They got a new leadership over there. But what you find talking to these teams and players and coaches is that it's a new season, full of confidence, and I think that's what everyone is right now.
And there's one team here in the city, high expectations this year. After all, they won 21 games last year. We start on the south side with the Benton boys basketball team. The Benton Cardinals head into the new season with some confidence. After all, there are a lot of returners on this year's team.
We focused a lot on our defense. We felt like, that's what we needed to improve the most. Our offense was solid last year, but defensively, we needed to get better in our effort. I feel like we really improved on the defensive end.
I'm trying to get everyone involved. I love passing the ball around, just getting every teammate I can involved in scoring, all that. I just love seeing everyone having a good time and just having fun.
The Cardinals finishing 21-6 last season, their first 20-win season since 2016, but fell to their rivals from the north side in the district semifinals. So there is some motivation for this year.
We haven't got a district championship yet, and that's one of our main goals. But we're trying to go to state, of course. But district championship, we really got to get to that district championship. That's our main goal.
It's our last go. This is the last season we have, so we can't hold anything back.
This squad wants to make a run toward Columbia and the state tournament. It all gets started next week with the Jamboree.
I'm playing against all my friends, all the other team, them are all my homies and stuff, and it's just fun playing against them because we used to play with each other when we were kids, and now we're playing against each other at the high level.
Joining us now on our Countdown to Hoops preview show, the Benton girls basketball team. Guys, thanks for coming on and joining us tonight, and obviously season, I think a lot of expectations you guys have for yourselves this year. Just what's the excitement level that you guys have going into this new season?
We're really excited. We have a lot of new girls, and we've got a lot of returners as well. So I think that we'll just gel together and keep getting better.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd add on that our team chemistry this year is very high, and we all get along, and we're having a lot of fun. So I'm really excited for this season.
I think adding the new and the old girls it's going to be a good dynamic.
When you look at what you guys, especially you three in the upperclassmen, have been able to do the last couple of years, what's the motivating factor this year?
I'd say to make it back, finish the job.
Yeah, I think that we've been there and we've seen it, but we want to take these young girls and we want to finish the job and get the whole job all the way through.
I think just really focusing on that being our goal, I think is really good.
Last question, I'll get you guys out of here on this one. Jamboree just about a week away. What's the excitement level for the Jamboree? Because, you get all the city teams together, it gets the rivalry out. What do you guys enjoy most about it?
I think that the Jamboree is a good practice round for those freshmen to get out on the court and to see the court. And it obviously brings a big crowd from the whole town. So having that crowd and everyone around, and it gets a good experience for them. And everyone's just excited for a first game, start of the season.
Yes. I think it's a great way for them to get used to the pressure because some regular seasons won't be as crowded as a Jamboree. So it gets them ready for districts, honestly, right off the bat.
It's just start of the season, make sure it starts off right. It's just a good thing.
Guys, appreciate the time here tonight. Good luck at the Jamboree and good luck in the rest of the season too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Still ahead on Countdown to Tip-Off, the Lafayette Fighting Irish girls basketball team made a district championship game appearance last season. We'll hear from the Irish as they get ready to take the program to the next level this season.
And the Central boys basketball team trying to improve off of last season. We hear from head coach Jacob Kimball coming up next on Countdown to Tip-Off.
The Lafayette High School girls basketball team is coming off a strong season, and the Fighting Irish returned 3 of 5 starters this year. It's a younger team this time around with only one senior, Tia Nance. But this is a group that's ready to embrace new leaders on the team and bring more success to the north side. The Fighting Irish of the girls' Lafayette High School basketball team had success smile upon them last season, a 19-7 record with an upset win over rival Benton in the first round of the Class 4 district tournament. But this year's team will look different. Although returning 3 starters, gone is the scoring and speed from Honor Mannings, Destiny McDonald, and Talicia Bird. This year's group will look to step up in their absence.
Last year, I was a captain, and this year I am the captain. So just the big difference is more communication, more talking, more hyping up our girls. Tell them not to put their head down, shooting it more consistently. Don't be scared to shoot the ball, because when you are, then you're not really confident in your shot.
We're a pretty young team. Like, we have 1 senior and 2 juniors. Like, half our underclassmen run this team. And I think especially even though we lost those seniors we did last year, we have lower classmen that help us fill those roles. Like, we still have Emery and Lanaya. They were a big help last year still. And now we have Tinsley and Roz, and they help a lot too.
Ryan Madison enters his second year of his second stint coaching the Fighting Irish. He feels encouraged by this Lafayette team as a lot of these girls saw playing time last year. He says the identity of this year's team will be gritty defense.
We know that we can guard every trip down the floor. There's no reason not to do that. On the road, home, in a tournament, neutral floor, whatever, we should be able to guard. So that's something we hang our hat on. And I think, this summer there were times I thought we defended just as well as we did the year before. Maybe we're not as athletic, but I think we have a little bit better understanding of what we're trying to do. And so for us, that's our number one thing. Let's guard, then let's do everything else out of that.
The Midland Empire Conference has some tough girls basketball teams. Benton, St. Pius, and last year's Class 4 third-place winner Chillicothe, who beat Lafayette in districts. Playing hard teams like that in conference play will look to help toughen up this Lafayette team in the long run.
I've had a coach that's told me we don't want to be like teams that go into tournaments just to get out easy wins and have a good record. We want to have a hard record. Even if we're a losing team, we can win big games.
We continue on with our Countdown to Hoops preview show. Joining me now is the Lafayette boys basketball program. Guys coming off a district championship appearance last season, returning quite a few guys for this team. First, thanks for coming on tonight, but also pretty excited to get back at it this year?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What excites you guys the most about what this team brings back?
Competitiveness. Everybody is being competitive during practice, trying to get better day by day. And just bonding with the team on and off the court. Like this Saturday, Coach KB brought us donuts and stuff for our Saturday morning practice. So just being able to bond before practice and stuff, that's what I'm ready for.
Was it an early practice, or why did Coach bring you guys donuts in?
Yeah, like 8 a.m.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's still early for me too, so I get it. Yeah, 8 a.m. is still pretty early. What do you guys take away from last year's season that you guys can use as motivation for this year?
We didn't have the ending we wanted, so we know we got to put in the work to get the results we want.
Yeah, step up on defense. Our defense was a little lackadaisical last year. Our communication, just being on the same page with everybody, we can step that up a lot more than what we did last year.
When you talk about what Lafayette basketball is, I was going through there. You guys, the program hasn't had a losing record in, gosh, I think it's more than 10 years at this point, too. There's a standard that you guys hold yourselves to, and I think that Northside holds you guys to as well. How do you give the young guys keys to what to expect to be playing for Lafayette and the expectations that you guys have for yourselves?
We just try to give them advice from things that we've been through and try to teach them lessons and give them help in whatever they have.
And we really just try to teach them, like, from experience, like, you only beat yourself, you know what I'm saying? It's usually never the opponent that you're playing. It's usually you're always beating yourself down. So we just try to encourage them and build them confidence as just better basketball players and better people, you know?
Yeah, just never let them slack off, keep pushing them. I tell them whatever I learned from last year on varsity. So.
Coach Rourke always tries to tell us to be better than last year's squad, at least 1% better. So that's what we try to work on.
Jamboree for the boys side of things next Thursday night. Guys, appreciate the time and good luck this season.
Thank you.
The Central Indians girls team has season to forget about in 2024, but spirits are high, as is the confidence in a better outcome this season. The Central Indians won 84 games and 2 district titles from 2019 to 2023. But things took a turn in 2024 when the Indians finished 0-26. Now in 2024-2025, Central turns the page on last season and hope for a better production from a young roster.
Just have to kind of think about it as a new chapter. We lost some seniors last year, so bring in the new group as a fresh start and start over.
Now with a new season approaching, comes newfound confidence from Central.
I would say we look back on it as like a learning experience and how we can like improve. I feel like we're really good, super excited for the year and stuff because I feel like we've improved so much since last year.
English is one of just 4 seniors on a young roster with just 7 upperclassmen.
Motto this year is embrace the adventure, which is kind of like what we were doing last year, I guess. So, yeah, I'm excited for this season, for our last year, playing all together.
Part of that confidence comes from where the team is on the court and feeling more comfortable schematically.
Feeling great. We're a lot further than we were last year, so feeling hopeful.
The defense struggled last season, allowing more than 50 points per game, but the Indians believe they'll be better on defense and offense this season.
We have a lot more offense in, definitely a lot further in on the defensive side of things. So
the Indians open the season on the road November 25th against Winnetonka. As for the expectations this season,
just do our best, really. Work our best, try our hardest. That's all we can do.
Last year finished 9-18. What did you learn from last year and that can help you guys get off to a better start this year?
I just think maturity-wise, we went through a lot of different games. We went through a lot of different situations, and we were solid at home, but we kind of struggled on the road a little bit in neutral court. I just think having the core of guys back, and guys that have been playing varsity for a few years, I think we're more battle tested. I think we've been through a lot of different situations, and I think we're going to be more ready for those moments this year.
Yeah, I would say that I think we just have a lot of experience coming back, and we got a lot of older guys coming back. And so I think that helps us a lot, just having a good core to start with. And then obviously just picking up the energy this year and staying together as a team throughout the whole year. And just knowing that there's ups and downs in the games and just kind of staying level-headed through all that.
Yeah, and that your offensive, defensive points per game, not that far off, just under 50 points per game on offense, defensively 55. Doesn't seem like a lot. How do you kind of flip those this season?
The answer to that this year is depth. I think that we are able this year to play more guys than we've probably played in a while. And it's a mix of young guys and old guys. And so we're just really excited about that. Like this guy last year was playing 31 minutes a game, if not 32 minutes a game. And, we've talked a lot about it, that I would love to have him super fresh in the fourth quarter playing 26 or 27 minutes as opposed to 32. And so I think the answer to your question this year is going to be depth.
Season expectations, it doesn't not always wins and losses, but for you as the head coach, the leader, what do you want to see from this team this season, or what do you expect from them?
I think first off, just even, maybe outside of basketball a little bit, but it obviously has to do with basketball, this is just a really fun group of guys. And they're super coachable. And just, we just finished practice, and it's a good practice. We're doing some new things here, and just the encouragement that they are giving each other and the help they're giving each other, and they're looking out for each other, like that sets the foundation for something super fun. I think with that and with everybody being on the same page, I think things start to fall into place, and that's where you get to your wins and losses. But these guys, so far have been great. Some of them have been here just a few days. They had a win in district football, and that was great. And so we just got them this week. But even then, like the energy's been really good, and they've just really been looking out for each other. And so that's just, for me and for our staff, like that's just super exciting to see, because I think other things are going to fall into place because they're all on the same page.
Well, guys, I appreciate you taking the time to join me. We'll see you next week in the Jamboree, and then hopefully against Smithville.
Awesome. Thanks.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.
Now joining us on our high school basketball preview show is the head coach of the Bishop LeBlond boys basketball team, Coach Mitch Gieris. Coach, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We're excited for the season to get started.
Yeah, I can't believe basketball season's already here. I'm sure part of your team isn't here right now. You got a lot of football players to kind of wait for their season to finish up here and join you guys. But how have practices been going for you guys there so far at LeBlanc?
Yeah, it's been different for sure. I mean, we've been through this before. Obviously, it's a good problem to have. Our football team's hopefully going to be playing for a while, so we won't have all of our guys back here for a little bit. But you know, the kids that we have been working hard. But again, we've had 4 kids the first week. We got a couple more this week, so there's not a lot that we can do. A lot of running, a lot of conditioning, a lot of shooting, things like that. But we have a good group of kids right now, and I think once the time comes, whenever that may be, we have an older group of kids coming back. So hopefully they can just jump into things and kind of start where they left off from last season.
You guys had a great season last year, 19-10, deep run into the district tournament as well. Lost to a very good East Buchanan team. How do you build off of that and kind of go into this season here in a tough MEC conference?
Yeah, you just you hope to continue that success from a year ago, and obviously I think having such a good football season is going to help. I think any type of success your kids can have benefits the entire school, and just having that winning mentality. And I think, like I said, the experience and the leadership that we have coming back with those kids. I think they'll be ready to go, day one when they get here, and we're just really excited to kind of get things going and get started.
Every team's a little bit different. Every team has their own mantra, their own identity. What do you think? I know you guys aren't back as a full group yet, but what do you think the identity of this year's team is going to be?
Well, it better be that we can guard people. Like, that's kind of where we hold our hat most every year, and it's kind of what we try to do is be tough, be physical, and guard people. And since I've been here, that's kind of what we've tried to establish, and we've done a pretty good job of that. And this group last year surprised me in the fact that we were a pretty good defensive team. And again, we've bulked up our schedule a little bit. We've added some teams. We added some games that I think will be real good for us. And I'm just hopeful that once we get everybody in here, we'll kind of start into that and develop that mentality going forward.
I love that. I love that. Another year for the Bishop LeBlanc boys basketball team. Well, Coach, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate your time, and best of luck this season.
Brett, thanks for having us, man. I appreciate you.
The Bishop LeBlanc girls team enters the 2024-2025 campaign under new leadership. Head coach Dave Lamble and the team hope to build off of the team's great chemistry. The Bishop LeBlanc Eagles have had one of the area's most successful runs on the basketball court over the last 4 seasons, winning 85 games, 3 district titles, and a second-place finish in 2023. But LeBlanc slipped a bit last season, with losses in 8 of their final 10 games and a 17-10 record. The team enters a new era behind new head coach Dave Lamble.
Expectations as a program for the team is that, we've had a lot of success the last couple of years, so I'd like to continue that. Personally for me, that's my goal as well. So I'm trying to get that to the girls, and the conversation that we've had back and forth is they'd like to continue that conversation of getting better and having that success.
Senior Brinsley Fox says the team is young and inexperienced, but believes their bond will be key in their success.
It's like a family. Like we're from a small school, so we're all close-knit, and we have a couple new people who haven't played much, and everybody's just trying to lift each other up. So I think that's really good.
Fellow senior Claire Heater says it's felt different under a new coach, but agrees that the team has good chemistry.
I'm feeling really good. It's a lot different than the years past, but I think we have a good team chemistry and it'll go well. We're doing a different defense, and we're just focusing on defense more than offense, which is a lot different than in years past.
The Eagles have the City Jamboree next week, but won't play their first game until the start of the Mountain City Tournament in early December. Fox says it's all about locking in over the next few weeks.
Yes, mostly. It's not where it needs to be. Everybody has pretty good IQ when it comes to basketball. It's really just need to lock in and focus.
Lamble says that how the team gels will be key in how much success they have at the end of the year.
If they're all coming together as a team, so we have unity, These are the things that I'm really looking for, because by the end of the season, that's going to mean you've had success, and hopefully we'll continue having success despite talent or whatever else that it takes.
Head coach Neil Hook's St. Joseph Christian boys basketball team returns 5 seniors from last year's squad, and a majority of the scoring from last year is back as well in the always tough Grand River Conference West. The hardwood floor in the Lions' Den of the St. Joseph Christian boys basketball team is looking to be a scary place for opponents once again as a new season nears. SJC is looking to build off of last year's 17-8 season. The 5 seniors on this year's team look to lead that charge.
I think this year's team's going to be all about grit and getting through adversity. We lost some guys last year, some bigger guys. We're a little bit of a smaller team. I think we're going to have to really push through that adversity and just figure out ways to win.
Don't take games for granted, if that makes sense. Just focus on the here and now, but also prepare for the later in the future. So just work on the present.
Head coach Neil Hook returns for a 6th season at St. Joseph Christian. Back in September, he was honored with the Gary Filbert Lifetime Achievement Award by the Missouri Basketball Coaches Association. The Lions have gotten better each year under his watch, and even though this year SJC will be smaller on the court, Hook believes this team has potential to be a strong group as well.
We need to be aggressive. We need to learn to attack when we need to attack. We need to learn how to put pressure on teams, because we can't utilize our lack of size in terms of pounding the ball in and controlling it that way. We're going to have to get out and play really solid defense. We're going to put some pressure on some teams and hopefully create some turnovers that attribute to some points for us.
The Grand River West has some tough teams this year. The Lions playing squads like Princeton, Worth County, North Andrew, and Pattonsburg in conference play will only look to strengthen this St. Joseph Christian group.
We're in a tough tournament to start off the season, and then we have some really tough non-conference games to hopefully get us a little more prepared for our conference, because it is a difficult conference. You know, game in and game out, you have to be ready to go, and we need to be able to learn how to overcome some of the struggles that we might go through early, but rise to the challenge that we can compete and be a little more efficient in what we do.
I like to think playing better teams makes us 10 times better players, and if we are able to hold our own against these better teams and come districts and maybe even after, we'll be prepared for them.
All right, joining us now on our countdown to tip-off is the head coach, the new head coach of the St. Joseph Christian Lions girls basketball team, Kristen Banks. Coach, thanks for coming on and joining us tonight. What's your excitement level for taking over this program that's going to be a lot of new faces for you, but also for the girls as well?
Yeah, I think like most coaches, every year you start a new season, it's exciting. So there's different challenges, there's different expectations, there's different excitements and all of those things. I'm really excited to be at St. Joe Christian. It's been a really good experience so far. So, I know they graduated a lot of seniors last year. And so, I kind of get to put my imprint on it. And so, just as a coach, being able to, just be in that space of, okay, well, what are things that we do well? And, what are things we can improve on and some of those things. I think sometimes those years are our best years coaching, because it challenges us more. So we have a great group of girls, have a really good staff. So just really excited to get the season started.
Going into a new situation, just how do you get the girls to buy into what you and the staff are wanting to do with them? Because change is hard for anybody, regardless of who it is, how old you are. That's the biggest part, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, I think, for them and for myself. And so I think first we just start relationally. My goal this summer was just to spend a lot of time with the girls and get to know them. Same, really throughout the season is just building those relationships, because then there comes trust.
Last question, I'll get you out of here. And it's along those lines too, is being patient. And if things aren't going well or right to begin with, how do you get, because this day and age, everybody wants it done right away. You want to see results before you start. How do you get them to consistently kind of go, hey, today wasn't our day, but tomorrow can be? You just have to keep moving forward. How do you get them to continue to embrace that idea as well?
Yeah, and I think part of it too is we just kind of understand our why. I mean, we talked about, I mean, we're St. Joe Christian, and so we understand that like we want to honor God in all that we do. So, playing and coaching and all the things. And so I think that's the first part of it is just for us trying to, like I said, just understand our why and what we're doing. And then again, it's the same process. It just trickles through for that. So that by nature, allows us to work harder.
Coach Banks, appreciate the time and good luck this season.
Thanks, Chris.
Well, that will wrap things up here for our tip-off the high school hoops preview show. Guys, Jamboree's next week. Thursday, the boys in the city. Friday, the girls. A lot to look forward to this season.
It's going to be exciting. There's a lot of teams, and especially the city schools, that can step up and do big things. I mean, we mentioned the Benton boys, the Benton girls, the Lafayette girls. I mean, there's some teams around here that could make some damage happen.
Yep.
Yeah, and we talked about the city schools, the area itself. Good for basketball, and we'll get to those schools as the season goes along, and a lot to be excited about.
We'll get to a lot of those teams throughout the season because football tonight is over. Basketball tonight, that starts here in a few weeks. Woo-hoo. December 6th, 10:35 every Friday night. Won't be on air, it'll be on KQ2.com live stream and social media. We'll have more information as we get closer to that. But for now, Anthony Crane, Brett Kennedy, I'm Chris Roush saying so long till next week.